If you're in a position or you've ever been in a position where your multiple gifts and ideas that have been bestowed upon you by Allah is giving you sleepless nights and confusion on what to do with them, then this podcast episode should, inshallah, give you pointers on where to start from. In this episode, I sit down with one of my ogas at the top to discuss how we can turn our gifts, our strengths into a business and brand. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, my people. The radiant ones, the ones that shine from inside out. My people that prioritize seeking beneficial knowledge. My people that choose to do better and be better with each passing day for the ultimate pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Should I go on? I should seriously look for a nice oriki or praise for you all, seriously. Okay, now let me be serious. So today, I have the pleasure and the honor of interviewing my senior learned colleague in the profession of pharmacy, a beloved client of Nisaba, an amazing coach, and a sister who has inspired me in so many ways, Mrs Sherifat Olaogun. Sherifat Olaogun is a passionpreneur, a pharmacist, an author, a public speaker, a mentor, a coach, and a corporate capacity builder. She is known as the growth coach amongst her colleagues and clients. Sherifat runs her personal brand at sherifatolaogun.com with mindset and business coaching as her niche. She is well known for inspiring Muslims towards building viable and purposeful online businesses around their genius zones. Sherifat is a mentor with Women in Management and Business Group, WIMBIS, and a recipient of Phenomenal Personality in Diaspora Award by Crystal Edge Services. Ms. Sherifat is passionate about empowering Muslim women to embrace their God-given gifts, which includes knowledge, passion, experience, and what have you, as a tool for serving others, making impact, and creating wealth. She encourages women to embrace all of who they are, to step forward and to shine their light for others to find their path. She advocates women engage with the global landscape by providing value as a means of expanding their reach and income streams. Sherifat supports a community of women of like minds in her Embrace Your Passion private Facebook community. She's also the curator of Shine Your Light, a Facebook page dedicated to serving her community at large. She is a certified life and LLP coach with special interest in knowledge monetization. She runs workshops, masterclasses, webinars, online courses, and offers coaching and mentorship sessions in delivering empowerment goals for her clients. Some of our most popular programs include the Shine Master, also known as 60 Days of Shine, 90-Day Gift to Business Mastery, Canva Master, Vision Master, and many more. My people, I can categorically tell you that I was coached during this conversation, and I felt and I still feel more confident to, seriously explore putting out some of the ideas and programs that have been brewing in my mind for the longest time. And I pray that, this conversation also inspires you to do the same. So let's get into learning the first steps to transforming our gifts, our strengths, our ideas to brands. Shall we? Bismillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Jazakumullah khairan, ma. I know that you always say that, you're a professional, we should call you by your name, but please, I cannot do that, so please allow me to call you ma.
Please, I don't like ma.
Please. Allow me to call you ma, as far I'm still a Nigerian to my bone, and it will take a lot of adjustment, for alhamdulillah, jazakallah khairan for joining me. I'm so honored to have you on the podcast, and I'm excited about the energy that you brought, because I remember when you said, what should you bring? I said, just bring yourself, bring your expertise, bring your energy, because I know that I'm such a, let me not say a bad feeler, I'm a blessed feeler, in the sense that
I feed up people's energy. So if you bring small energy to me, a small energy I'll bring. If you bring big energy, me too, I'll bring big energy. So thank you so much for bringing, your energy. Alhamdulillah, it's good to see your face. You look beautiful. You look, amazing. Thank you so much for joining me today on this episode of the Radiant Woman podcast. You are someone that I admire a lot. I see you, and when they say somebody taps from I don't know how to put it, like maybe like
swell, Abby.
What do you say?
I'm making my head swell, Abby.
No, I'm not making your head swell, but at a point where I was struggling with saying, okay, I'm one thing and I needed to just stick to that thing, and it was causing me a lot of grief, right? I saw you and I realized that this woman is a pharmacist like I am, and she's doing other things, right? So that means that there's a possibility that I can do other things, right? And that was a shift for me. So alhamdulillah, because all attribute everything to Allah, but I also thank you for showing up the way that you do. So in case anybody doesn't know, in case anyone listening here doesn't know, I have a background in pharmacy, and these are my egbons, so these are my elderly people in the field of pharmacy, right? So even though I'm not practicing, I'm still here. I still remember, is it the mantra now that they say that all as men of honor we join hands? I still got it now. You got it. Mashallah. Mashallah. So, I wouldn't take so much of your time, because I know that you have something else to hop on to after this. So, I just wanted us to have a conversation about, how we can utilize how women can grow into their strengths and utilize it for good, and also in a way that it can give them, some goodness in their pockets and their bank accounts as well, right? But at the end of the day, we all know that our intentions are very powerful, and we must seek impact, and while not neglecting the fact that we also need to make money to sustain whatever it is that we are doing, right? So, and I see that you marry them both and you preach this message. So I was like, what, I have to bring Sister Sherifat on this podcast so that people can hear the good news and our minds can get expanded. Bi'idhnillah. All right, ma. So you are a pharmacist, you are a coach, you are a consultant, you are a mentor. When you add that to the other things that you do, you are a wife, you are a mother, you are a daughter, sister, everything. So, there's a lot going on, right? And, like I said earlier, when we're talking, is I saw you as a, they say, is it point of contact now? Like when I was going through that phase of, maybe if I did pharmacy, I have a master's in public health and I'm not using it, and my interest is somewhere else, and and people are saying, how would you not do this and everything? But when I saw you and I said, this woman, she's a pharmacist, right? But she's not limiting herself only to pharmacy. So that kind of gave me hope, really. So my question is, has it always been like this for you? Was there a point where you felt like you had that confusion too, and what led you to this whole you can be multiple things, embracing the fact that you can be you can express yourself in multiple ways? What led you to that? And how has your journey been? I want to know all about it, the good, the bad. I want you to share everything.
I want me to tell you my life history, basically.
Yes, I want all the juice. I want everything.
Right, okay. I will say thank you for having me, by the way, and you're doing an amazing job too. And I pray that Allah would guide both of us to give the best along with the intention that we are hoping for today, Bismillah. So basically, you're asking me for my story from what I could hear from that, which is very normal. I'm a pharmacist, but like all of us, not just me, even you and every single person, like I always say, we are many things. We are many things. It just now depends which of those things that we want to show up for, which of those things we want to own unapologetically, which of those things do we want to be known for, as it were. So basically, all of those things that we are, yes, they are gifts, but most of the time, when somebody says gift, we're thinking some unusual in things, some things that are rare, some things that are meant for certain people, like only gifted people. We are all gifted. That's the absolute truth. Whether we believe it or not, it doesn't change.
Or not. Yes.
There are many parts to us. We are moms, so everything that you said about me is not special, in quotes. It's not unique to me.
Yeah.
It is just whatever you feel drawn to, whatever part of yourself that you feel drawn to, that you want to express creatively. So basically, as a pharmacist, the part of my job that I love the most is interacting with people. And that is one reason why I enjoy pharmacy a lot. I enjoy, working with people, helping them along their health plans, working through their challenges, just generally encouraging them to, stick with it. And I find that naturally I do that already, even, behind the scenes, off of social media. Like, we all have friends, we have families, we have colleagues. I look inwards and I saw that I was already all of those things, but unofficially. Like my friends, people, let's assume somebody will come to me and say, oh, I'm not selling, for example. My market is not moving. And I'm like going into conversations and saying, okay, market is not selling, but what are you doing about it? You and I know the problem, but what can we do about it? Anyway, I'll say, okay, I'll open an Instagram account for you. This is me not even very comfortable or even experiencing online business, but I just know that as a consumer, I've bought many things. They're one of those people from people that I've never met, that I don't necessarily know one-on-one. So I'm saying, like, how can she expand our reach? For example, you've identified the problem. What can you do about it? For somebody like that, in the past, without me even seeing myself as a coach, help that my friend to open an Instagram account, ask her to send me pictures of our products and I'll upload it. That's just an example of the many things. People that I don't even know. Okay, maybe a fashion person like you, because I love fashion. Like, I'm an enthusiast. And then I see somebody, especially I'm very drawn to Muslims. This person has made the effort, gone through all the stress. She's bought fabric. She's decided on the style. She's sewn it, but she's not presenting it right to attract enough for what she has, all the energy that she has put in. I would message several people. Now say, okay, you know what? Can you put your product on a mannequin instead of putting it on the bed? Can you put a white background? Can you put light on that product? Can you let your work show? And people were taking
the feedback,
action, and it was making a difference. I'm not collecting money. I'm just helping you. I'm a consumer. As a consumer, and this is what I see online. This is how I would interact with different things. Why don't you've done all the work? Can you just do these small things to move you closer to where you want to be? And it was working. And I came across coaching online, and the light bulb clicked. The penny dropped. That was my aha moment. Like, I'm already doing this thing. But when you do it professionally, officially, you attract serious people that really need what you want. Because why am I saying serious people? When I was doing all of that, I found that people will still struggle to take ownership of whatever help you've done for them. That particular example that I referred to, where this friend of mine, we're still very close friends. I did all of this and she was still not following up. For me, it shows that she doesn't value that
what
effort.
you were.
But if I position properly as an expert, I can, structure my business and just attract people that really love, that really need what I'm doing. And then I get paid, not just for the money, but also to build the business, also to impact more people, also to be able to do more than I would do for just one or two people. And it really grow the branch. I don't know if I'm going off point here. So that's my story. Like, I didn't wake up one day and say I wanted to become a coach. It was just that I knew that I had something that people can benefit from. I love sharing knowledge in any form. So anyway, I decided that I was going to take a lot of courses, which I did. Some of them online, some of them free, a lot of free ones, a lot of paid ones. And I started in my house, in my local community, where I was doing one-on-one workshops. The very first one I was going to do, I come online, I see people doing this, and I'm like, I could be doing that thing. I'm like, this is something that I've been thinking of. That I can do that easily. I do it anyway. I wanted to do my first one free, And I was blessed to have this friend who said, Sherifat, don't do this thing free because I know the value that you bring. I was so scared, like who is going to pay me to just
Will
come and
people show
talk
up?
about what? Did they tell you that they have problem in the first place? Or I'm like, it doesn't mean that you have problems. It's just, motivating, inspiring us to go and do all those things that we want to do, despite all the limitations. That was my core. So anyway, I did my first workshop. It was a paid class. People paid. I was so surprised that people paid for it. And then within 3 months, I did another one. Within 3 months, I did another one. But then something happened.
Okay.
People kept asking me, I want to be part of your program, but I can't come because I have children. I can't come because that time does not work for me. Of course, because it's an adult program, we don't want kids. We want people to really come and have an intimate time.
And concentrate,
Except if the child was maybe like less than a year old, where they can still be put in one place and they are there. Anyway, I ignored the request for so long, but it never stopped. There was a particular day I went to the mall and I had this woman in my community walk up to me and say, oh, Sherifat, I saw your program. I really want to come, but I can't come. Can you send me? Like, I don't have it. She said she doesn't mind, whatever. She put money in my hand. I'm like,
wow.
Like, she wasn't going to let me go without taking that
without
money.
Collecting the money.
That was pivotal for me. That really shifted my mind. That forced me literally to find a way around the problem that I've been constantly running away from, because I just enjoy that. Everybody come, we eat, we
talk,
I teach. I have my flipboard. I'll do teaching. Then after teaching, party kind of thing, we drink tea, we eat biscuit. I was enjoying it tremendously.
Yeah.
And somebody challenging me to go to the next level was just stressful, was just scary, was just like, how do I do this thing? This person gave me money. She didn't even allow me to respond.
Me to say no.
She walked away. So I had to start thinking. I had to go inwards. Like, I'm already, if I can be a client, if I've been able to take classes online without being in a physical location with somebody, then definitely I should be able to do it. But then I'm not a techie person.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I just have to keep talking to myself that if there's an A to Z on anything, I can learn it. It's going to take a while. It's going to take time. So that's why I started that journey of coming online and really sharing my gifts and like really encouraging people. When I started, it was more of, let's go and do this. I didn't come for money. I just wanted to live more fully. I had gotten to a point in my life where just being a pharmacist did not allow me to express all my creative side, I felt it was boxing me up. I'm still a pharmacist, but I was not going to stop. But I wanted to be able to do something that I know is mine. I'm fully in control of it and really impacting people in a professional way, taking up space in a place where not many people looking like me. Like I said, when I wanted to do this coaching thing, I researched online. I sent messages to several people. Do you know any Muslimah who is a coach who can help me? I wanted a Nigerian as well. I wanted somebody that got me, and I found that there was none, or maybe the few they were not really into what I was really looking for. And I thought that means there's a need here, not just so much of there's a demand, there's a need.
There's a need,
something I can build or bring here. And alhamdulillah, the rest is history.
Alhamdulillah. So from what I hear you say, I can hear the fact that, we all have inherent gifts. Allah has blessed us with a lot of gifts. And, we have to choose, really. If there's a choice there, like you have to choose to show up. So you decide and you choose which parts you really want to tune into, right? From what I hear. And there are a lot of gifts that we have. There are things that we are already doing, but we take for granted because it comes naturally to us. And those things are like blessings to other people that we can also, in as much as we are making impact, we can also, make money from it, right? But you're already helping people, or there's anything that you're already doing that comes naturally to you. And someone might even comment and say, oh, thank you for helping me do this or whatever. So there are some things that we're already doing, but because it comes naturally to us, we kind of take it for granted.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Jazakumullah khairan. So that was an interesting story. And I can see that you literally I wouldn't say that you just woke up one day, boom, and said, what, I want to be a coach. It was something that you slowly realized and eased to it. And shout out to all those people that kind of get shifts from time to time. So shout out to those women. I hope you're still in touch. You're still in touch with them.
Oh yes, alhamdulillah. Before you go on, let me just add. You asked at
Yeah.
the tail end of your question, you said the good and the bad. And has it always been this way? So definitely, like we always know, it always comes with fear. Like when I had that inspiration or that vision that, I can actually do this, it was not without fear. It was not without the fear of, what will people say? Maybe she's supposed to be a pharmacist. Why is she doing this? Or maybe she's not even practicing. Maybe she don't go abroad. She couldn't pass her exams. All those things will come to you like, what will people think? What will people say? That held me for so long until I had to tune in, until I had to go inside of myself and be like, you know what? I can't continue to live my life in worrying about what people would think or say. People that don't matter, people that don't pay my bills. The only people that matter would care enough to support you. And I've done a lot of like messaging and videos and trainings on that, where you have to tell yourself that people would always have opinion, no matter what you do. Whether you show up or you don't show up, people would have an opinion. So you have to choose your hard. There is no whichever way.
There's no one that's no hard.
So choose your own. Do you want to choose regret? People that probably even want to do what you're trying to do. So focus on yourself. As long as you're not doing anything that's around, as long as you are listening to people that care about you as a form of touch light on your path, not as a way to stop you, you're on the right track. And the good, oh my God, unbelievable. My very first post, I was scared. I've not done Facebook posts for a long time, and then me coming up and saying, now I'm a coach, I'm a pharmacist. I was scared. Anyway, I did that post, and the reception was amazing. My very first video, I was actually doing a program, a paid program then, and one of the assignments that we had to do was to do a video. I'm like, oh my God. After that first video, I went straight to the washroom. My tummy was tumbling but I had to do it because, in fact, the lady already said I was going to pay a fine if I don't do it within a certain period, because I just did not, I wasn't ready. So you're never going to feel ready. Anyway, it was my course mates, that were in the same program, that said, that your video was very good. Oh. The likes or the engagement was very good. I'm like, what does that even mean? So you didn't see it. I don't even know the numbers now. Like 1K views or something within an hour or something like that. Yeah, I didn't even know what it meant. Wow. I don't know all those what's it called? All those metrics. Data. I don't know metrics. I don't know what they hold. And she sent it to me. I'm like, okay, thank God. And then in the group, people were saying, that's your video. Alhamdulillah. A lot of speaking engagements, a lot of me being invited to come and speak in different places. I mean, this is one of for me, what you're doing with me is a gift. I don't take, because you don't know the platform that you're gonna use, that's gonna touch somebody. You don't know you don't know the impact you're gonna make on the small efforts that you do. So like I've had a lot of her words. One of the biggest one for me personally is being able to key into WIMBIZ as an organization. It's an organization that I've seen from afar, doing a lot of wonderful things, and then they are not religious. Many of such that we've seen in the past will be very like biased towards a particular religion. So they, as much as I could see, was very neutral. So I've been following them for a long time. So being able to step in as a mentor 2 years running now, for me, is one of the biggest highlights of my career. And of course, that's not all. Impacting people in my Embrace Your Passion group, with my posts, with my coaching programs, directly and indirectly, and many more nominations, awards. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Allahumma barik. That's amazing. That's amazing. Okay. So you started your coaching, and I know that recently you have, I don't know if it's a rebranding or if it's like a fresh business, basically. A progression. I like this. You see, coach style. You're already giving us coach style. You can never hide a coach cannot hide herself, right? So, all right. So I know that you have progressed into the gift to business brand, right?
I can't hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
I didn't hear the last thing that you said. I didn't hear your question.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Right. So you have progressed to gift to business brand, right? So I want you to tell me about it. What prompted you to set it up, and what is gift to business brand basically about?
Okay. Alhamdulillah. Rabbil Alamin. So like we are all on the journey. Like until you said it, I didn't see it as anything branding, programming. It's just me wanting to cater to needs in a more niche down way, kind of thing. Okay. So
Okay.
generally in business coaching, there's something we call personal brands and business brands. When I came onto this niche, or into this, let me say, social media, or into this coaching thing,
Yeah.
I came coming to fulfill my own purpose, like my own calling in my mind. I don't want to sound too religious. Me calling, doing more of what I love. Me doing more of what I feel connects with my soul. You know, like things that I can do for free that I'm already doing. So I came on just wanting to explore more of my side and really live life to the fullest. But then as I came on, I getting more requests, listening more to the people that resonates more with my messaging. I found that people now wanted me to show them what I do behind the scenes, because it's one thing to have a skill or a gift or a knowledge about something. It's another business side of it is another thing entirely. So you can be expressing your gift as a hobby. You can be expressing your gift just for impact. But now wanting to build a business out of it is another kind of learning, which of course I had to do. So that business brand came from people asking me questions in my DM. And I felt that was the next level to now be able to help people to do the same thing that I'm doing, that I've been able to do for myself in the last 3 years or so. So that's how Give to Business came about. Not sure. We'll talk about it more as we go. But it was not something I came in online with. It was from just listening to my community. It was from responding to people who were already in my circle.
That's so powerful. So to anyone listening, I think a key takeaway for me is the fact that we have to put our ears to the ground. Yes, there's sometimes that we really want to do something and we think that this is what my audience needs, this is what I want to do, but we really need to listen to what our audience is telling us, because in there lies, the gold, basically, because that's where you're able to make the most impact, right? And also charge for it. But let's even talk about impact. That's the best way, because it's not a matter of, okay, this is what I want to do. It's a matter of, this is, what my audience needs from me. This is how best I can help them. And, when you combine that together, that's just amazing. It's amazing. Allahumma barik wa. All right. So, okay. So, we hear a lot about generate a side income, it's a knowledge economy, monetize your gifts, monetize your strengths, your knowledge and everything, right? And I'm curious, where does that leave somebody that doesn't really know their gifts, or perhaps doesn't have a lot of maybe experience, or maybe work experience, or something they can mine to kind of monetize, right? Because I know that a lot of people are feeling they're feeling the heat, because everywhere now, left, right, and center, you are hearing, monetize your gifts, monetize, something. Where does that leave someone like that?
Okay, so your question, I'm gonna try and look at your question in two angles, or I'll draw out two key points from it. You said about where does that leave somebody who doesn't have experience?
Yes.
Right? And what was the other one?
Where does that leave someone that doesn't even know their gifts?
So experience and awareness, as it were.
Yes.
So of course, experience is subjective. So experience is subjective. It's like me now saying I want to come and be a cook or a caterer. Of course, I don't have experience as a caterer, but I cook.
Yeah.
So I can bring my cooking experience into catering. Of course, maybe I might do some other learning, some other courses to really position well as an expert. If you choose to, or if there's a need to. It shouldn't be a stumbling block, is where I'm trying to go. So two things, I don't want to lose those points. Awareness and even knowledge. Experience and then knowledge. I think they are related. So what I'm saying now is experience is subjective. As long as you know enough to help one person, you have experience. Experience has levels. Experience has levels. A lot of times, my clients, I'm trying to speak to an aspiring coach here now. Thinking, I don't have experience. How do you gain experience? Is by doing, is by starting, is by starting rough, starting
Yes.
imperfectly, starting make
Getting your hands dirty.
getting in the field and be open to make mistakes. Do not be afraid. You learn more from mistake than you learn from success. We've had our own experience this morning. We didn't let it hold us back. You know, when you invited me for podcast, I'm like, podcast, I haven't done podcast before, but this is an opportunity to learn. I could withdraw and say, hey, podcast, okay? Or I could lean into it and be like, oh, let me see what's the interesting thing about podcasting. What can I learn here? So we must always be leaning towards the opportunities in the possible failures. I don't want to call it I don't believe there's anything like failure. In life, we either win or we learn. So there's nothing like failure. Those things that we term as failure, they are lessons. They are opportunities to learn about how to do things better, how to do things differently, how to do things, you know, what to do or not to do. So they are not really failure. So we should be open. We should not run away from what if I fail? What if you fly? You know, you just open your mind to, okay, I know there will be some failures along the way. I'm open, I'm willing to learn from them. As long as I take calculated risks. You know, you started a business and it didn't work out. You have not failed. You have learned, you have gained experience. You have acclaimed yourself within that field. It is part of you, it's part of your experience. Nobody can take that away from you. The experience that you've gained doing that is part of your story. There are things that you're going to wake up tomorrow and speak to a group of people about your challenges, your learnings along the way. They are your badge of honor, like I like to call them. Those experiences that we've gone through that looks like they didn't go like we planned. They are building us for our next level. They are building us for something. We must not be afraid of those things and stay stuck in regret and stay stuck in a place that we don't enjoy. This is not for everybody. But if you're called to it, whatever that next level is for you, please don't be afraid. Go ahead with it. You're going to build experience from starting. Your experience is not just going to be. And then you already have things that you don't even know you have. When I came into coaching, a lot of things came up. Like the people that I'm on the course with will be like, where did you get that? I've forgotten I had all those things as a pharmacy manager for about 15 years. I forgot. I didn't see myself as a manager or as even business. That word scares me. Business. I'm not a business school grab it. I didn't study business,
you don't have an MBA.
The pepper seller on the street is a businesswoman. We just need to shift our mindset. Then maybe the pharmacy manager, I've gone through a lot of training that I didn't even know. I saw those training as they were just doing it to get the most out of us. But I had gained things that I did not even know I had until people tell me that, wow, how? Wow.
Where did you learn that from? Where did you get that from?
Believe that you have experience. Experience is lifelong. One person with experience is to another person who doesn't have experience. So wherever you are, you have experience. Now coming to someone that doesn't even know, you have to do the work, which a lot of people run away from. And that the answers are within you. You can do it yourself. Somebody can guide you. They can't really tell you white and black, but they can help you to use questions to draw out those things. Like a lot of time in my Shine Master program, we have few people who don't even know what they want to pursue, which is fine. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
There are questions that can help you. You would, in your mind, you will know the different things that you could possibly do. But like I always say, in summary, let's assume that it's something that you're struggling with. What do you enjoy doing? And it doesn't even have to be that. It doesn't have to be your passion that you are pursuing. It could be just something that you gained experience from with. Okay, like I had a coaching call with somebody in the week, and she was like, I just moved from Nigeria to US, you know, like I don't know what to do. I'm like, I'm sure you know it's within you, but you're just afraid to own it. You're like, no, I don't know. But by the end of the coaching course, you're like, oh, that thing that you said is actually true. What am I saying? I cannot come and tell you this is what you should do straight up. But you going through those questions, asking yourself what do you love to do? What have you already built capacity for? It might look like nothing to you. But when you really look into it deeply, when you work with a professional, you'll be able to see that there's strength in those things. So be ready to do the work is my answer to you.
Oh, so if you are confused, you don't know what your strengths are, be ready to do the work. Of course, work alongside. So for some people, I find that they're able to figure this out by themselves. But for some other people, you need to work with like a coach to kind of help you unravel those things. Like you said, like Mrs Sherifat said, nobody is going to tell you that this is your strength, this is your this is your that, right? But they are going to help you with questions. They're going to help you draw out those things. But you must be ready to do the work. There's no escaping it. There's no escaping it.
Absolutely.
All right. Amazing. Okay, so I know that you preach a lot about, a framework to turning your gifts to a business. Please tell us about it. Blow our minds away.
Right. Okay. So I'll start with how did I even come about? So when I came onto this field, I learned from a lot of different coaches. Like I said, I was looking for a Muslim. I couldn't find. I went with what was available. I went with the Nigerian. I felt that she might not get me 100%, but at least she gets me 75% as a Nigerian, maybe not necessarily as a Muslim. Anyway, from there, I went on to learn from even more people abroad-based coaches, different programs. And I came to a conclusion. I found that with regards to online coaching or online business, they were all teaching the same thing, but from different angle. And I would always say, yes, they were all teaching the same thing, but from different angle. And the best way you can help somebody is from your own experience. Not always, is not the only way, but personally, I feel that the best way I can help that person is reflecting, looking inwards, because I love looking inwards a lot. I reflect, I jot, I see, I look at patterns. Anyway, that was how Gift to Business brand, GTTB framework came about. GTTB framework.
Okay, GTTB framework. Okay.
Right. So that came from me putting together like what I've learned from like 12 different coaches, for example, and then tailoring it to my own personal experience on this journey. On this journey, I'm breaking it down to, you know what? Somebody is coming to me in the DM and saying, how can I monetize my gift? Which I get almost every other day. The shortest answer is within the GTTB framework. And what does it what does it mean? What does it do? What is the framework? What is the journey? It's an A to Z process. It's an A to Z journey, moving you from, this is what I love to do, my gift, what I know, what I learned from experience, what I learned even from research. It doesn't have to be something unusual. This person that I was referring to, she said, I want to open a bakery. She's a microbiology student. So I was like, why bread? Why bakery? And initially she said she doesn't know. But after we did the inner work, we found that she had built a lot of experience. Nothing related to what she did in university. Nothing, it was just what she did as an NYSC person. And she saw the possibilities. She felt drawn into it. She, got a lot of things that made her imagine and envision herself in that niche, in that field, in that industry.
Field.
Right, okay. So let's come down to the GTTB framework. So GTTB framework, G stands for clarifying and defining our gifts. Like we've said, that is the raw material. That is where we start. Like your last question, someone that doesn't know, that is critical to go through that work. I go in depth in that in my Gift to Business Mastery. It's a 3 months program. That's just one of the modules that we look in there, because that's your foundation. So you have to decide what it is that you want to work on. That's the gift, clarify and define. And the shortest way to it, like I always say, is what is it that I've already built capacity for, that I don't need to go and study for 6 years to be able to do? What is it I can do right away? That's what there's a demand for and what you love. I always like to include the word, what do you feel called to? Just because you are a woman of many things doesn't necessarily mean that you want to. Just because I know how to do 2 + 2 doesn't mean that I like numbers. Just because I'm a pharmacist, I learned how to do pharmacognosy, how to mix, doesn't mean that I feel necessarily drawn to it. Just because I learned, what else did we learn? in pharmacy school doesn't mean I necessarily want to explore the different levels. So which of them do you feel called to? That's the love part. Why? Why is that important? Because then you will be able to do it for the long run. If you choose something that you feel drawn, called to, something that you can do even for free, something that you would do anyway, something that you do and it lights you up, something that you do that you feel energized, you don't feel drained, you'll be able to do it for longer. So what do I love to do? What do I feel called into? What do I have that a little bit of affinity for? It does not necessarily just be high, but like I feel like I see myself enjoying this.
You have interest in it.
I have interest in it. What is there a need for? Because please.
It's the way you laughed for me.
Don't go and kill yourself. It's okay if that's your calling, but if you want easy life-ish, look into it. Do research. What are people already paying for? What have you yourself paid for? If you've been able to pay for that thing, that means there's a need for it. If there's a saturated market, there's a need for it. Don't be discouraged. People will say, everybody's doing it. You are unique. The way you would do it will be different. You just have to find that thing. You have to constantly tell yourself that I don't want to do it like everybody is doing this. The basics are the same, but what is it about me that is different? What is it about me that is special? So you have to bring yourself, into it.
All your body, all your soul into it.
Your unique flavor. Not necessarily all your body, all your soul, but your unique flavor. And it will come over time. It's not like a once in it, but you have to constantly believe that you are unique. You have to believe that there's a flavor that you have that somebody else doesn't have, no matter how many people are doing it. Because God created you as you. Nobody can be you. You are you. End of story. The way you would do it, and the people that you are called to serve, nobody else can serve them the way you would. And that's not a cliche statement. That is not I used to see that as a cliche statement. The reason why somebody will come to you could be because of your gap teeth. The reason why somebody is coming to you could be because of the way you dress. It could be because you're a Muslim. It could be because you're a Yoruba. It could be because you're a Lagosian. It could be because you were a former pharmacist.
Yeah.
So you don't get to decide why people come to you. So when people run away from the saturated market, it's just something we tell ourselves to hide, an excuse we give ourselves to make our hiding comfortable.
To stay in our comfort zone.
Saturation means demand. It is not. It doesn't mean that there's no room. There's room for you. End of story. You just need to stick with it. It's not an overnight success thing. We are not in this just for the money. Money on itself doesn't have value. It's what we do with it. We are in this for the impact. For me, anyway, I'm speaking for myself now. I'm in it for the legacy. I'm in it showing up for the people who need to hear from me. It will be a sin if I don't show up for those people. You are telling me something today that I've never heard before. That you find connection, you find some inspiration from what I do. I'm surprised. You are a pharmacist. For me, we are equals. You're doing wonderful in your field. I don't see myself inspiring anything in you because I feel that you're already made. So for you to tell me you find something from what I do is fulfilling, is rewarding.
Alhamdulillah.
So basically, we are all on different paths and we got to find our own. As long as it fills you, keep going, be consistent. Don't be in it for the wrong reasons. Choose your own success. Don't let people define your own idea of success. To some people, money is the success. To some people, is the impact. To some people, is the influence. To some people, is the self-actualization. For some people, is the experience. For some people, is the fact that I want to do this and I did it. I'm not talking about number of the air or the result or the outcome. I'm only responsible for my effort. I'm not really responsible for the outcome. The outcome is with Allah. But we cannot complain about the results we don't have for the work that we have not done.
We have not done.
If you're called to something, make effort. Try. You want it. Make effort and see how far you can go with it. May Allah continue to guide us. I don't know if I have that question. Okay, anyway,
Subhanallah.
I've not even started. The GTTB framework gives clarify
You
and
have not
define.
started and have been coached already. I feel like you have just shattered any form of like inhibitions or in fact, Jazakallah khairan. I feel like I've been coached.
Alhamdulillah. So T is tribe attract. Tribe
Okay.
attract. It's one
So
thing
G,
to have all this.
let me take that again. So G is clarifying your gifts.
G is gift, clarify, and define. There's the clarity part and there's the define part. I can't even go to define today. Tribe attract. Who needs my message? Who needs to hear my message? Who am I here for? You can't help everyone. Personally, I can help people the person that I was 3 years ago, 6 months ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Those are the people I'm here for. A professional who wants to be more, who wants to do more unapologetically. Not without a care in the world about other people's opinion, as long as I'm in line with Allah's will. I'm not here to keep measuring, comparing myself with anybody. I'm here to be better than who I was yesterday. I'm here for professional women. You have to find, not because I cannot help anybody else behind the scene, but because for my marketing, for my messaging, for my branding, I need to clarify the people that I can help the most, my tribe. You cannot decide if people that want to follow you would choose you, but you have to have a billboard of who you are here for, so that your communication is hitting home. The second thing is transformation to product. Transform to product. We're talking about business. The only way to make income, to earn, is to have products. As a coach or a consultant, we do a lot of digital products. We do a lot of services, coaching, consulting, speaking engagements, ebooks,
online courses, all these things. Yeah.
You have to decide which products do I want to do. Do I want to do physical? You can do physical too, but majorly because we are a global brand, you want to position yourself to be able to serve audiences virtually,
irrespective of where they are.
Services would help you better. Online courses, coaching programs. You have to be able to bring your gift into a way that people can benefit from. Okay, I've clarified it. So now I know who I serve. How does Sister Sakina Alao be able to benefit or tap into this thing that I'm making noise on social media about? The cocoa is your products, so that you can be in that business for longer, so that you can reach more people, so that you can employ people to help you to do simple things, so that you don't become overwhelmed, so that you can position your brand, your business in a way that it can run without you. So whether you are in that business, whether you are physically available or not, your business can run. We know many of such business models. So the reason why you need to make money, the reason why you need to create products is so that you can continue to do more of what you do without overwhelm. So that you can live a better life. You have to find your own why. But what I'm saying is, a lot of us, we have limiting mindset around money, around monetization. So if you don't need the money, like I always say, go and donate it. But structure your business. Structure your business in a way that you can earn some more form of income in the near future or in the longer term. Don't say, no, I'm doing it. I'm not doing it for business. It's okay. You don't have to collect the money right now, but structure right for when you're, because when you're ready for it, it's not going to come automatically. You still have to do something. So start right away and position right and build a system like you want to earn money from it. So when the money comes, I'm not here for money. You collect the money and just
donate it to your favorite charity
right away. So, but you can confirm that model works. It can bring money. All right. Okay. And the B is building your business. And what does that mean? It's building your branding. It's building systems. It's building team. It's building structure so that the products that you're creating can bring in income without you being there on an in an automated way, another level, another tech level.
Yeah,
it is very doable. Me that I never used to know. I don't till tomorrow. Sometimes if I want to put on the TV, there's some things that I'm still not. I can put it on now, but when I mean, like, I'm not a techie person. If I can do this, anybody in life in this
Anyone
world
can
do it. So sometimes we get scared of marketing, sales, especially sales. We are always so scared about selling. Selling is impacting. Selling is serving. Selling is helping. As long as you're not putting rope on people's, is it even possible? Are you force people to even buy something they don't want to buy?
Nope.
Selling is you positioning yourself for the next level to deliver awesome, structured, professional service, to do more, for people to take up from you at another level, to do more of what you're already doing. If you're in my program, I carry your matter on my head for however long you're in that program. I become your cheerleader. If you're taking up a free, I always say that transformation starts from investment. When you pay for program, you commit more to it. If you're giving the same product for people for free, they don't commit, you don't commit. You feel pain that you have put so much time producing something, people are not committing. But when they pay, even if they don't commit, you have collected your money.
Yeah.
You have rewarded yourself for the time that you have put, because your time is also money.
Yeah.
The resources, the Zoom, the apps that you're using is also, you're paying for something.
You're spending money on it.
Yeah. You're spending money. Even if they are free, you are putting in time and your intellectual property kind of into it. Right. Okay. So that's the GTTB framework in summary.
Awesome. So to recap, G is for clarifying and identifying your gifts. T is for attraction, so knowing your tribe, attracting them. The second T is for transforming, that your knowledge, your experience into products that people can actually buy. And B is building your business and brand. Am I a good student?
Yes. You're doing amazing.
Alhamdulillah. I've learned so much, sis. Like, I feel coached. Even some should I say mindset blocks that I've been having, even from this, I feel encouraged. I feel like, okay, yes, I can do this. So you see, when I say that to you, you inspire me. So Alhamdulillah. Okay. So when we think about this whole turning your gifts to a business, do you think that it is for everybody? And do you think that our personality types play a role in maybe how successful we can be in the online space or not? So someone like me, I'm quite introverted, but you know how you say, maybe you just have to do what you have to do. But do you think it plays any role? But the first question, or the most important question for me, is, do you think it is for everybody, monetizing your strengths or your gifts?
I'll start by saying nothing is for everybody. We can't say that anything is for everybody, no matter how good that thing is.
Yeah.
We all have different paths. We all have different strengths, and we are all called to different things.
Yeah.
So nobody can say that anything is for everybody, no matter how sweet, interesting it sounds.
Amazing.
So that's talking about success. Like I always say, success is personal.
How we define it is personal.
A lot of the times we base our success on some standards, which does not necessarily apply to us. Let's leave. We're not talking religion here. Success as a Muslimah is not what we're talking about. That one we all know. We follow a set guide.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. But in terms of what you want to achieve for yourself, along Allah's path and along the deen, still observing your, Allah's limits.
Yeah.
Success to Mr. A is different from success to Mr. B. Even let's use social media as an example.
Yeah.
For some people, it's the number of followers. For me, it's never been. You can have less followers and make more money than someone that has more followers. They are selling followers. I have never been interested. I have never been follow. Just because you are following me doesn't mean I'll follow you, because I'm not there for follow. I don't mean it as a bad. I've had people that will say, "Oh, you didn't follow me, I followed you back." I'll be like, from where to where? I'm not doing it to spite you, but it's not my focus.
Yeah.
So for some people, it's the number of followers because that's their understanding, that's their calling, that's their understanding.
Yeah.
So what is determine your own level of? For me, my own success as I came online was expressing all sides of my creativity, despite being that it's outside of my professional wing that people expect. Is me living more unapologetically. It is me doing more of the things that I love without worrying about what somebody thinks. It is me showing up for people who need to hear from me. It is me showing Muslims that are just coming up. We have children, we have young, showing them that it can be done even as they are. Showing up in a space where there are not many people like me. Giving them alternatives, like you can be a Muslim and still maintain your Islamic as much as you can, and still do all of those things that we see other people who are not necessarily obviously Muslims are doing. So just because I have an idea doesn't mean that I can't take up space in social media. Just because I'm a pharmacist doesn't mean that I can't be a coach. That is success to me.
Yeah.
Me overcoming my limiting beliefs about other people's opinion. Me overcoming the challenge of coming from physical meetup to now delivering my solutions online, doing master classes, doing Zoom classes, doing coaching programs. Those are, for me, along this path, those are my own little success bites.
Yeah.
So success is subjective. Define your own. Would be my now more specifically as an introvert. I have many friends who are introverts who are on social media. Like I always say, do you. You don't have to do it the way, okay, like there's something that I don't do now. Not even just because I'm a Muslim. I don't want to say negative things here, but generally, okay, like the pointing. Okay, like when people do the point, it's not something
Is it the reels?
I do reels, but the professional way.
Yeah.
But because it's so easy to want to do what other people are doing. I've done things in the past. I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Like maybe now trying to be a comedian. Not necessarily. It's not even that it's un-Islamic.
Yeah, like it's just not natural.
It's not exactly. It's just not. It doesn't feel. I felt like I was doing it because I felt I wanted to see that I could do it in quotes, or like somebody did it. It was really good. Let me see. Like I took it down. I took it down. It was not me. It was not something I was proud of. Not because it's not Islamic, but because that's not me. I can be a comedian in my house with my family, with my friends, but not on social media. So I found a way to use that rails to still align with I do music, even though some people, we have different opinions. Some other Muslims will not use music. I dance outside I use music. Let me just say I use music because it's something I will use anyway. I do anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So do what you can. Do as much as for me, as long as you're not doing something that you would not normally do.
Yeah.
We're all growing, right? We all have different levels of faith. We all have different levels of. We are all trying to be better. We are all trying to make us better Muslims.
No.
So as long as you are not going up the path, there are people that you're called as introverts that you can serve to. I have a very close friend. In fact, I've met her on social media, literally. And we do there's a name I call it. She's my girlfriend. Okay. And we met on a coaching program and we became friends since. So we meet on a regular basis. She's an introvert too. Okay. And for a long time she used to think that because she's an introvert she cannot come online. But when she decided to work with people who said they were introverts, she got drawn to them, and then she was able to also manage her energy and still do things in a way that works for her. So what I'm saying is there's a space for everyone, because there are other people like you who want to hear I'm an extrovert. I'm an introvert, and this is what I do. So are you with me? I don't know if I'm going off point there.
Oh, no.
I'm saying that social media is for everyone. You can be an extrovert or introvert and be on social media, as long as you don't have to do
natural to you.
You don't have to do what you don't want to do. You don't want to have to do something that is against your nature or your belief
or your own values and all that.
Feel is right for you.
Okay. So yes, it's not for everyone. So there are some people that they will never want to have an online business. There are some people that they just want to have their
brick and mortar business. There's some people that they just want to do their career, no stress, nothing.
As
right?
long
So
as you're
work for
happy, as long as you're happy there.
you're happy. That's the cocoa. Alhamdulillah. Right. And being an introvert or an extrovert, it doesn't stop you from, showing up in the online space, as long as you do it in a way that aligns with your natural, self, your attitude, your disposition. Right. So in a saturated market, and I know you've talked about saturation, that saturation is an indicator that there is a demand, right? But I am concerned about, the way the world is right now. Everybody, we are going through like an economic, should I say, spiral down, or some downturn, exactly. And things are a bit more competitive now. So people are literally cherry picking, okay, this is what is really important, this is what I'm going to spend money on. So for someone that is just getting into the online space, be it maybe to create an online course, an ebook, whatever it is, right? For someone that's just getting into that space, is there hope for us? So someone like me that I'm just getting into that space, is there hope for me?
Hope for you in what way? How does the economic downturn?
Will people put money down?
How will you know until you try? See, and I hope that you've heard this too. It is in times of economic downturn that people make more money. Why? Because majority of people are afraid in that period. So a lot of people hide during that period. While few people steer the course. So it's people that steer the course, people that stick with it, people that still show up. Because you cannot force people to buy or not to buy. Just like in the pandemic. Do you know how many products came up during the pandemic?
I know. Even me, I was part of all those products. So buy this one, buy some free, some
people paid. People bought more in the pandemic. Do you know?
Yeah.
But a lot of people were on the side of fear. People will not buy. People will not buy. Whereas that was when we bought the most, because we were now using it to make up for
the fact that we couldn't
feel good. Whereas a lot of, I hope that puts this in perspective.
Yeah, I never thought about it.
How will you know if you don't
try,
if you don't sell, if you don't show up, if you don't make it, if you don't, all those things that we tell ourselves is just to make the excuses that we give ourselves to look good on us. There's no time that is good. Economic downturn, there is just, for me, I don't know what name to call it. We are not responsible for the result. We are responsible for the effort. We cannot complain about the result that we don't get for the work that we did not do. Okay, we are saying maybe, maybe not. How will you know if you don't show up? How will you know if you don't take space? How will you know? Then if you take space, if it doesn't work, you've done your own bit.
Yeah.
Because it could be the opposite, exactly opposite of what you're thinking. You don't know what's going on in people's mind. Yeah. People that have your money have your money. Somebody's already prepped to go with you, will go with you. I can give you a lot of examples. Like when I came on this field and I wanted to position as a premium brand, I did not want to position as just anyhow, because I felt deeply called to that. I told myself, as Muslims, people kind of have this stereotype about the kind of things that we do or that we do in terms of quality, or in terms of positioning, or in terms of structuring, in terms of, those high class pro. And in my mind, I want to be that thing that I yearn for. I want to be that thing that I want to see. So I consciously did not position to serve a mass market. I started off, I did 1 or 2 for test running, $50 product, Kinecon dollar product, and I went straight into $399 product. Not because I feel that that product, at the time, you feel like, who is going to pay? You don't know until you get there.
Yeah.
I had the choice of sticking with my $50, $75, then maybe slowly go to $100. But I imagined my best self. I envisioned my better self, and I positioned slowly into it. Personally, I want to give people a red carpet kind of experience when they come onto my programs. So I chose to research more into how to position that way. I'm not here just to collect money. I want people to experience transformation.
Yeah.
And that comes with me putting more in.
Yeah.
That comes with me really giving people, not just, I just did it because I want people to experience change. And for that to happen, I need to put a lot of things in
place. Yeah.
So it's not going to be easy starting. It's not going to be like, I'm not the popular people that everybody know, but I believe that I am called to serve some people that nobody else can serve.
Yeah.
So I don't want mass. I don't want 500 people on a program that is $5, $10. So I would rather go with 10 people on a $400 course. So I give them my best.
By God's grace.
Than go with $70, $50 product for 500 people. So you have to choose how you want to position and slowly work with it. It's not going to happen overnight. But you have to know where you want to end up. Start with the end in mind. And like I say, it's always a journey. That's not even the end. But I wanted to engage people that are more higher up thinking level too. And so many other reasons. That's too technical, marketing wise.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if I answered that question. Did I answer that question?
Yeah, yes, you did. So basically,
what was the question? What was the question?
So the question was, like, in a saturated market and, someone that's just starting out, is there hope that people will even buy? So I think from what you have said is you'll never know until you try. And, the people that have your money in their hand, they will buy if you show up. But if you don't show up, then there's no way they can hand you over the money, right? So, so the whole point is there's always hope. There's always hope, and just show up, do your own bit. The effort is what you should focus on. The result is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I think that kind of handles that perfectly. So if there's one advice that you would give to anyone trying to figure out their gifts and grow an online, knowledge business space or an online business, what would that advice be?
How can I now give one out of the million that I use every single day?
I know. It's
okay.
Just one.
So, all I can say is I am their aspiring coach. It can be anything if you put your mind to it. Know without a doubt that you are unique. That's absolute truth. I'm not saying it to make you feel good. You are unique. There's something about you that is special. Just because you don't see it doesn't make it a lie. You are different. That thing that makes you different makes you unique, makes you special. And guess what? There's somebody out there who needs to hear from you. There's somebody out there who will not move until you move. Don't let your fears hold you back. Your fears don't know your strength.
Your fears don't know your strength.
Absolutely. If you're called to it, this is not for everyone. But if something touches you in your core, in your soul, every time you come on social media, especially, you see somebody doing this thing, you feel called to it. You would know, your body would know, you would tell, you see somebody like, that could be me, in a positive way, not in a way that is jealous, but in a way that I know I can do this. Don't be held back. Take one step at a time. And to that person who is thinking they don't have time, oh, my darling sister, even though I don't know you, I know you have time. Ask me how. Because you
How?
spend not less than 2 hours on social media every day. And that
Shots
includes
fired.
WhatsApp. That includes WhatsApp. Is it possible for you to divide that time? I'm not going to take that away from you because sometimes you need it. Can you divide that time into half and learn passively online? How? Find people who are doing things that you already feel called to and learn from them passively. Don't learn from them like a consumer. Learn from them like an expert, like a researcher, like somebody that's wanting to grow. Look behind the scenes closely from near and from far. For every single thing that person does, what are they doing? What's the reason behind the reason? What's the benefit behind the benefit of what they're trying to do? This person puts so much time on social media creating content. What are they trying to do? How are they doing those things? What can I learn here? Take opportunity of the free things that person offers and start from there. But there's only so far you can go with free.
Yeah.
I will say it again. Transformation starts from investment. Sometimes when you go with free, it can cause confusion. It can cause overwhelm because I was there. So know that you get what you pay for, but you can start with free to get into Zoom, to get into the, into the mind.
Yeah, the mind space. Yeah.
But in regards to getting the results, when you're ready, but then you might not feel ready. You might never feel ready. Go with a paid option because then your problem becomes that person's problem. Then you can tap into the person's experience. That person would give you work to do, review your work, command you, support you, challenge you, review you based on their experience with a framework that has been tested, not just with themselves, but with other people, other women in free and in paid coaching experience. Don't be afraid to invest where your heart is what I'm going to say to you. Believe in that dream, that vision that Allah has brought to you. If He brought you to it, He will see you through it. And then there's no result without action. Small baby step action. Doesn't have to be big ones. Massive imperfect action. Done is better than perfect. Slowly build. Slowly build. Slowly build. And may Allah guide and continue to guard us. Inshallah.
Amen. Whoosh. Like this is like I think I should pay you for this.
Please, we are taking donations.
Fact, I feel like you have just given me jabs left, right, and center.
Have I?
Alhamdulillah. Like it's good jabs, and I'm sure that anyone that has listened to this would feel inspired, motivated, not just to listen, but also take action. So I think this is the point that I'm going to tell you that I'm sure by now, if you are trying to discover your gifts, if you are trying to transform your gifts, if you already know your gifts, if you say, okay, I already know my gifts and you want to transform it, I think by now there's no other option. Just go to Sister Sherifat's, just go to her page. Sis, where can we find you?
Find me on any platform at Sherifat Olaogun. Sherifat Olaogun. Yes,
At
Instagram,
Sherifat
Olaogun, LinkedIn, Sherifat Olaogun, Facebook, Sherifat Olaogun. You can join my Embrace Your Passion Women Only group on Facebook too for a community. And then also I have a gift to business brand. But if you go to Sherifat Olaogun, you get to gift to business brand. More serious stuff is on gift to business. Free gift for everyone if you're interested. I don't know how, but I can give you if you listen to this podcast. I don't know when it will be released, but I will say for the till end of 2022, I can give you free access to a webinar. Building a profitable online business.
Mashallah. Sure, you can see what see what my guests, my huge amazing guests are giving us. Alhamdulillah. Jazakumullah khairan. Like I really appreciate that. So I would link everything to the show notes that comes with this podcast. So where to find you and also maybe the link to the gift or how to access the gift, the Itnila. So before we round off, this is a question. I always keep it to the last.
Okay, I love it.
All right. So this is the Radiant Woman podcast, right? So I want to know, to you, what does living a radiant life mean? Or what does a radiant woman mean? To you, there's no right or wrong answer. I just want to know. Yeah.
I'm going to go from a personal experience now. So a radiant woman, my mind is like a fulfilled woman from inside out. Because radiance is what people can perceive, right?
Yeah.
But people, if you must be feeling radiant inside for it to be outward.
To shine out,
So
yes.
for me, it's about feeling fulfilled from inside out. That's what radiant means to me. And
Mashallah.
there are different aspects to us. We have the spiritual life, which is number one, because it's
Yes.
beyond where we are. It's beyond the ephemeral. It's the one that is most long lasting.
Yeah.
If we can get our spiritual life in alliance with ideal, with Allah, that strong connection with our source, because it's our source. Allah said He has not created us except to worship Him.
No.
So if we can get that on lock, and just like we are listening to, how to build a business, we must also create avenues for us to constantly be in touch with our Allah,
with Allah,
side, because reminders benefit the believers,
Yeah.
So finding programs that we can attend regularly to keep us in the mood, because they say the level of faith keeps going on up and down. It's not static. So we have to get that on dial so that we are constantly in alignment as much as possible. We are constantly growing, and then all the other areas of our lives too. My marriage life, my
your finances, life, your children,
all that, our life will, as it were. Life will. Trying to, from time to time, taking a pause and seeing which area am I missing on. Am I calling my family? Okay, for people for us abroad now, part of mine is, am I calling my people back home? Not just my mom. Am I connecting with my friends? Am I connecting with my sisters? Because there's a benefit family building family size as well. Am I connecting with my in-laws? Even if it's once in 3 months, am I just taking one day and calling all of them 3 minutes? Makes me feel more centered. And my health-wise, are we, like I've joined a group that is starting on Monday now. Like, we don't want any of those lives completely left. We can't do it all at once, but from time to time, we take stock. Allah say, we have been encouraged to check ourselves before we are checked. Like daily, we do checking. How am I doing spiritually? All the things I have to do with my children, my relationship, my marriage, little. When we get the opportunities, we take them on to improve, to be that
well-rounded,
radiant, all-round as we can be. And may Allah accept our efforts.
Ameen.
Striving on this path.
Ameen. I love that, and I think you are the person that has answered the closest to how I feel about who, like, living a radiant life and who a radiant woman is. Mashallah, tabarakallah, alhamdulillah, jazakumullah khairan ma. I'm so happy that we are able to do this, irrespective of all the challenges. Like, I'm so happy. May Allah reward you. May Allah reward your intentions, your actions, every single thing. May He bless you, your family, and your business, everything. And may you be a source of light and goodness to each and every one of us. I'm so grateful. I'm sure anyone that listens to this podcast would pick one and more. In fact, it can't even be one thing. They'll pick a lot of things from this, and may He weigh heavy on your scale of good days on the day of Thank you so much. I really appreciate your audience and your presence. All right, ma. So till when we see again, inshallah, may Allah keep us. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Okay, my people, this has been an absolutely beneficial conversation for me. I feel utterly inspired, to do more, and I pray that, it has been absolutely engaging and beneficial for you. And I can only pray that Allah blesses us with the gift of clarity. So as promised, I'm going to put in the show notes the link to the free masterclass that Mrs Sherifat Olaogun was so gracious enough to, give us on building a thriving online business. So if you're interested in, knowing more about building an online thriving business, you want to go to the link, the show notes of this podcast, and, get right into it. Till you hear from me again, stay blessed, stay purposeful, stay joyous. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.